Alright, if you're watching this back, give it a second. Uh, yeah, I tried going live twice, but it kept screwing up, and I was like, what the hell's the problem? The way YouTube has it set up is whatever you used last week, you just change the thumbnail title and you rock on. And for some reason, somehow it defaulted to private instead of public. Took me a second to figure that out. But let me post this real quick. Where is the... there we go. Now we got this stream up. Man, that was a headache. Stream URL. Here we go. Just to open this up to let you guys know, Walking Dead is coming back next week. And also, obviously The Walking Dead is not on tonight. I wasn't going to go live. But then I figured I was sitting down saying, screw it. It was kind of a shitty week. I'm going to play a little bit of Days Gone. I don't even know if it's going to be 5 minutes or 50 minutes. I really don't know. But I was missing the hell out of Days Gone, and I was like, I'm going to put it on. So since I'm putting it on, I might as well go live, and we could do a little chat about whatever happened this week. Hence the title, this week's Geek Speak. I was trying to be funny with a mouthful because it's a ridiculous title. But like the Batman, the first little look at Batman. There's also Hopper from Stranger Things. There's some Walking Dead stuff. It pissed me off actually. Someone sent me leaked images, or I don't even care, leaked or spoiler, whatever you want to call it. They're clearly not images that AMC wants out there. Maybe we'll just, I already saw them, so it doesn't even matter at this point. So maybe somewhere along the lines in the stream, maybe towards the end or something, I'll show those who are interested. It has to deal with Alpha and Daryl as two characters. They're not in the images together, but there's like 3 or 4 different images. Some with Alpha, some with Carol. It's not much. It's not like you can confirm any deaths. It's more along the lines of the Whisperer War that's popping off. But me personally, I feel like it's just way too much. You know what I mean? Way too much to just, yo, Ronnie, you're a channel that stays so far away from spoilers. You even stopped doing the highly, the money-making prediction and theory videos. But here's some random spoiler images. I was like, really, bro? Really? Alright, so it looks like the stream is up and running. I'm going to pull the live chat up, play a little bit of the game, and see what y'all are doing. Let me see, where's the chat? Live chat, pop you out. There you are. And live. Nice. Yeah, I don't take any offense to you not being interested in The Walking Dead, brother. None taken. I don't make it. I'm chilling. A little annoyed tonight. That's why I figured we'd put on the game. Because we had a recent storm, like a really bad storm, and I think it must have done something with the pump from the well. Got dirt in it or something, because our water just cut off. The whole building actually just cut off. And someone was supposed to come out Saturday, didn't. We had to run to my brother's to use the shower, so they'll be here tomorrow. I got laundry piling up. I got this germ thing where I gotta wash my hands, man. It's so friggin' ugh. So I just want that resolved. But I was doing a lot of stuff, positive stuff. I got a lot done this week for the channel. If you noticed, there was no Walking Dead Flaw and Awe video, and there was no Night of the Living Dead Flaw and Awe. Those are coming out behind this, but I did take a break. I said, listen, I got to step away, speak with the people who've been working with me for the analytics. I've taken a few of the YouTube, creator courses just to learn the analytics even better, have a deeper understanding of them. And, because I've talked about some things and I realized it is such a small splinter, the stuff I talked about. So it's good to get to know the difference because they moved away from the tags, the title and tags. That's in there to help, select your videos and where they go. But again, there's a lot there. But another thing that is heavily important is the thumbnails and whether the click-through rate. So whether you guys see if AMC shows you, not AMC, if YouTube shows you my thumbnail, whether you pick it or not. And again, that's based on a number of things, but clear image, what you got plastered on the thumbnail. Like for The Walking Dead, I think it's, I don't want to run it into the ground, but I think it's, because you could run tests and shit like that with your thumbnails through other third-party companies and whatnot, websites and shit like that. And it's, for example, when you put trailer or teaser, just that one word in the thumbnail image, make a clear picture and put trailer or teaser, it almost made me sick how insanely powerful that alone is. Just do like an up close of a character or two characters, nice clean image, and just put a big trailer or teaser. You know, you can run it in however those websites calculate it, and it's unreal. It's fucking unreal. Now, given that's going to be different for whatever you guys are making, anyone out there who's making content, you might have to do something else. I don't know. But for the Flaw and Awe videos, I went back and made like 10 different thumbnails for each one for The Walking Dead. And I think right now, see, people aren't, look, oh shit, I forgot about that. People aren't interested or they don't know of even Flaw and Awe, what that means. So the idea is you start marketing it to something that they know or words that get searched. Like for Flaw and Awe, it's going to be scoring, grading, ranking, rating, shit like that. So I have some thumbnails I'm practicing with score, just the one word in the title, real big word. Some with ranking, some with rating, shit like that. Oh, man, I love this. Yeah, man, I miss this game. I saw a little commercial with the game and just the sounds and the gameplay and images. I was like, man, I'm nostalgic about it already. I can't. There's people out there that hate this game. I can't imagine it. But yeah, if you guys got anything you want to discuss, like I said, Hopper, which that was strange. I feel like I need a drink. Hold on. They knew that it got spoiled somehow, and they just figured, all right, let's tell them Hopper is alive. Because that ending, although they did almost come out and say, yeah, there's a chance he's alive. I mean, I said it. A lot of you guys said it. Because there was no body. You didn't see him die. And they left that line in there. Not the American. So I was assuming Hopper's got to be alive. With a character like that, they would show it a lot clearer. So, but I was really shocked. Unless, if you guys are following the behind the scenes and filming, unless they caught him, you know, coming to set and shit like that, then they might have been like, you know what, enough fans are gonna know, you know. Oh, I see what you mean, Jesse Smith. You're interested in the Walking Dead stuff. I just want to check you out after the fact. That way I have less expectations and predictions. Well, it's interesting you mentioned that, since my content has almost completely switched. Before it was like 80% predictions, 20% like review and revisiting. And it's almost changed now. I would argue it's like 90% we're discussing stuff that's already happened and 10% predictions. I mean, it's so small. It's changed drastically. So anyone interested in Walking Dead and you're not, you know, trying to get spoilers or get other information, you eating another yogurt first?
Yeah, I already ate 2.
All right, love you. I'll be out in a little bit to give you a kiss goodnight. Yeah, we are heading towards that. I think you guys would be really excited. I'm not going to mention it, obviously. I learned my lesson from speaking too early because it's not coming until March. It's Flaw and Awe. It's not anything new, but I've been trying to see what's the best way to continue with the membership voting cycle. but also throw in, and again, this is advice I got to where, for example, it would have been beneficial if I was on YouTube full time to do the Parasite movie, the Parasite Flaw and Awe, do that video a week ago. It really would have been beneficial. So if something is really hot and it's catching fire, and again, this is just to get us going. When we got 50,000 to 100,000 people ready and expecting and ready to enjoy the Flaw and Awe, we're good to go. It's rocketing upwards from that point on. We don't need to play tricks with marketing. Like once we get those viewers will attract more viewers, and we don't have to play games. We could just be like, what do you guys want to do? And let's do that. So that's a place I can't wait to get to. But I am tweaking, so you'll see in March, I have one plan for March. It's not Walking Dead related. It's not something that the map members voted for. So there's a nice little surprise one in March, and then one in, if we stay on track, and then one in April. And at this point in time, they're both TV show, and they are Flaw and Awe related. And it's something a little extra bonus to have a little fun with. Something we'd eventually get to anyway. But I want people who are watching and supporting to, get a little surprise video and be like, oh shit, that's sweet. But also, for the new members. Yeah, man, I forgot the buttons already. What are you guys talking about? I wish. What map screen? I'm not sure what map screen you're talking about. Oh, I'm glad you like the Flaw and Awe videos. To heal inside the survival wheel. Oh, yeah, that's right. I crafted it, but I gotta use it too. Here's the thing with Days Gone. I said screw it, and I started over just now and put it on the hardest mode. It's like Survival 2. There's no map. I mean, I love that shit, but I did that because I beat the game twice, and I had a saved file at the very end of the game, and I must have accidentally deleted it because it's got, with Days Gone, it's a new game plus, and I'll be honest, they started doing all that and announcing all that in the middle of my move, and I just never went back and looked at all the additional stuff you can do. So I don't even know what extra stuff you can do with the new game plus for Days Gone. If you guys know, holla at your boy, because I don't know. But because I accidentally erased my saved game, I can't do it. So I figured, you know what, I'm not jumping into a game I haven't played in months. I'm just going to start it over, like a saved version. I'm just going to start it over. And if you're here for the dialogue, I've already played this game on stream. I'm not sitting through all the dialogue. And just to let you guys know, we have already started to unlist older videos. The only way to watch old map videos is through the playlists. So if it's an old video game or an old live stream, out of the 2,000 videos that we created on this channel, you can only watch like 300 or so through the search. So you must go to the playlist, and it'll only be like that for a little bit, most likely. But that's just another little trick to help with the algorithm, because if YouTube's keep showing, 1,200 or so older ones that aren't getting clicks, because again, the older videos doesn't matter, they're outdated. It's only hurting algorithm-wise, so they were unlisted for now. But if you're on the channel and you're already interested, you know where to find them. They're all in the playlists. To be honest, I never really liked Stranger Things. Wasn't my thing. Always been into apocalyptic, intense horror. Yeah, see, that's my favorite, but I don't know. I mean, I appreciate both. I like Stranger Things, especially the earlier seasons. I think as the kids get older and as the show goes longer, there's a certain appeal that gets tainted in a way, in a weird way. Not big for me, but just a touch.
Hold on, something's blocking the road.
Oh, I love making the flaw in our videos. Movie I'm looking forward to in 2020. What am I looking forward to in 2020? I think one of the only things is, video game-wise, The Last of Us Part 2. And movie-wise, man, holler out some titles. I don't even know. Like, again, there's probably a lot that I'm interested in, but excited? I don't know. Oh, Halloween. I'm interested in that, but I'm a big horror guy. Yeah, I think that's about it. Oh, yeah? Oh. Why was I thinking there was... Oh, you know what? I bet it was because I was playing Tomb Raider. I was playing Tomb Raider before this. Not today, but like this week. But for some reason I was thinking there was a kick. But it's all trigger buttons. That got me jacked up, man. I need some health. You pre-ordered The Last of Us 2 Collector's Edition that comes with Ellie guitar statue. Is it worth getting the newly unveiled Ellie hatchet statue? I'm gonna have to say yes, but if you're only looking for that, if you're only looking for like one piece, I would say just keep the collector's edition. But if you're looking for a little statue to go along with it, yeah, it's definitely. It's a decent size. It's only $100 statue. It's not like it's a $300, $400. It's not like it's a Prime 1 where it's $2,000, $3,000. So, or $1,000, $1,500. I mean, it's $100. I got a $100 clicker over there, and I love it, man. I'm never selling that, at least not anytime soon. So I say it's worth it. If I can readjust my finances, I'd jump on it in a heartbeat. The pre-order ends March 13th, I think. So I say jump on it. This is $20 on PS Store right now. Is it worth pulling the trigger on? Bro, it was worth buying at $120. My old review, I talked about how it was worth it for the people who bought it with the collector's edition. Or it was $150, $150. For $20, it's beyond worth it. And again, I'm going to repeat the same thing I said in the past. I think we're spoiled as video gamers, even when it comes to watching movies. I think we, to a degree, are spoiled because we talk about, is this worth it for $20? If you wanted someone to make this game for you, let's say you're like, yo, I want this type of game and this and this and this, bro, you're going to pay a few million to get it done. But because it's mass marketed, yeah, we pay a hell of a lot cheaper for that. So for the amount of fun and what you can do in the environment and all the work that goes into this, $20, are you shitting me? You should PayPal them another $40. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, it's worth $20. Same thing for movies. I mean, I know, and I'm guilty of this right along with you, but, we rent a movie for $6 or even Redbox a movie for $6, and we're like, man, that wasn't worth it. We're being over the top.
Come on, let's.
Oh shit. It doesn't feel much harder. Is there anyone even that wants to see any images? Again, I don't even know how spoilerish it is, really.
What are you talking about? Goddamn refugee.
How's Doomsday Kingdom coming along? Really good. I mean, we're hopeful. We're going to try to connect with some Comicsgate people, Ethan Van Sciver. Rich Meyer, probably not because he's not into zombie stories, but we're sending a little package up to Ethan Van Sciver because he is a zombie fan. And I don't have time to deal with this this little war with the comic industry. I want to just tell stories. So, if you have something to say about the little beef, I don't give a shit. You know, I'm just open to anyone who's open to tell good stories, and that's it. I don't care if you're in the industry or you're with Comicsgate. I don't care. As long as your story first, I'm with you. Because I know someone came out and told me, check into Comicsgate, it's blown up on Indiegogo, and I was like, I don't know what that is. And then someone else said, don't do that, they're like racist. And then the person who told me first to check him out is like black and gay. And they were like, that's stupid, they're not, yada yada yada. So I was all confused, and then I looked into them and I was like, yeah, that's so strange. It does point out a flaw with sticking with a title. When you have a title, people can warp the meaning of that or create. How do I do that? Create, a meaning behind that title. So if you say you align with this, some people outside of that just automatically assume you're bad or yada yada yada. I think that's what that group is going through right now. My personal opinion. Yeah, let's craft that. Get rid of this damn red. Listen, I've said a lot of positive things about this game. I don't know if that is new with the red around when you're really hurt, maybe for survival mode, but take that out. I mean, I fucking hate that. I hate when games put blood on the screen, water on the screen, anything that disrupts your view, like all that red on the screen. I was hurt for quite a while, and it was red all over. Are you telling me if I'm really injured, I'm going to have red all over the screen the whole time? Like, that is dumb. Oh, yeah, you thought, boy. That is dumb. Take that out of there. Get rid of that shit. Oh, I got to get rid of this. The Walking Dead next week will be Game of Thrones dark in that cave. Oh, yes, it will. Like, literally dark. Won't be able to see shit. That's what people said. I saw it, too, yeah. Toy Fair is next week, I heard, right?
You're not getting your bike through there.
In the market? Wait, what? I never heard of that. In the market? No, I never heard of that. And that's another thing with games. I know it's doing its own tension and shit like that, but my God, I cannot stand when they make me walk slow. And I get why they're doing it for this, but oh man. Find another way, homie. Find another way. Candyman, Conjuring, what is all that? Halloween, oh, movie's coming out. Well, here's the thing. I want to see Candyman. I'm not excited. I'm not excited about Conjuring 3 or The Hunt, Quiet Place 2. I think that's where my miscommunicate. When you said, like, what are you excited for or what are you looking forward to? I will see probably most of those movies, but I don't have any excitement for them. I just don't. I have a low expectation when it comes to Hollywood. Like King Kong versus Godzilla, I'd probably be there day one for something like that, but am I excited? Not even a little bit. I just don't trust Hollywood. I think 99 out of 100 things they make is just okay, you know, and there's those rare few gems. Bill and Ted, yeah, again, I don't care about that. I don't care even a little bit. I didn't even like those when I was growing up. I'll be real, I didn't like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure at all. Even for a stoner movie, I just didn't think it was funny. But I know I'm in the minority on that one. Hardest difficulty, yeah. Oh, damn it. Oh, shit. You little bitch. See what I mean about that? Wait, where's that? See what I mean about this red? Like, why the hell should my whole screen be all red? Because I'm injured? Does it need to be that much red? Like, let's get real, game. Oh, really? Yeah, I for real cannot wait until, or I should say, mad hyped for The Last of Us 2. That shit is going to be off the hook. The only question is, am I going to binge this shit or am I going to take my time? Oh, really, bro? The Walking Dead next week will kick off the first 42 weeks of the Walking Dead universe. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. At least for content-wise, you know, that could be a good thing content-wise if there's enough interesting stuff to talk about. I only see blockbusters in the theaters. Oh, gotcha. I'll see anything. I mean, I love being in the theater, so if it's something that looks good, I don't care, blockbuster or not. I tend to think, I find people like you crazy, I'll be honest with you. But I do understand that visual spectacle being better on the big screen. I get it. But if it, like, people are talking about Uncut Gems, Marriage Story, like, if I genuinely think I'm going to enjoy that, I want to see it in the theaters. Fuck that. You know what I mean? I want to see it there. In the big screen, the popcorn, the shit. Man, listen. I just love being in the theater. Alright, so what do I need? Molotov. Oh, I don't...
This'll just take a sec.
I'm not really big on the Lord of the Rings show. If it comes out and it's good, what network has it? Or where's it airing? Come on, baby. Where you at? Wait, for real? Oh, that ain't fair. Oh, man. You gotta back up.
Okay, give me a sec.
That ain't fair at all.
I've been thinking about what you said about riding north.
I'm not watching Fear the Walking Dead this year.
From here. Clear your head, you know? In the morning, let's turn in the bounties and we'll hit the road.
Last movie I saw.
Now you're talking.
Shit. Believe it or not, it was a independent movie that didn't even have a title on YouTube through the horror topic tag thing. It's a new thing, I think, but you can just watch videos based on the topic. And it was called Boat Movie, but when I searched it up, or Boat Trip, when I searched it up, I couldn't find any information about Boat Trip as a movie. But it was about three friends that go on a boat,
Get out of here, you little
and you got one guy who's dating a girl, and the guy's best friend, and he suspects his girl and his best friend of cheating with each other, and he things get out of hand. I mean, shit gets out of hand, and I was pretty interested into it. It reminded me of like Go, in a certain vibe, not with what happens, or Suicide Kings. Is that was it what it was with Christopher Walken? It had that vibe and that appeal to it. But I thought it was good. Amazon Prime will have the Lord of the Rings. Oh, all right. I already have Amazon Prime, so that's good. I'll be able to watch that. Bushes, yo. This is one thing that frustrated me with Tomb Raider. Yeah, you didn't have control over when you hid, as long as you were in a bush. I don't know. It's too much like spoon feeding. What kind and size TV do you and Juliet have? Well, in the living room we have an we have a. Oh no, I forget. It's a Google TV. I could have sworn I could have sworn it was an LG, but shit, now I forget. I think it's an LG, but with that smart Google integration. It's old though. It's like friggin' 6 years old now. Slow and clunky, but it's got Wi-Fi, Netflix, all that built right in. And it's a 43-inch, I believe. The Batman suit, I think we've seen a little, only a tiny bit, that obviously, as general as it sounds, it could be something really interesting. But I need to see more. I mean, I don't know. Part of it looks a little off, and then part of it looks really interesting. Like it could actually be a badass suit. Plus, as the longer he's Batman and the more movies they have, whether it's 1, 2, or 3, I think it'd be pretty good. Whoa, get going, buddy. What did you say? Oh, you know where I'm at? Get out of here. Wait, did that go right through you? Holy fucking... How long does it take to pump this gun? Any thoughts on the Batman? Are you going to watch The Walking Dead World Beyond? Oh, absolutely. I have to. I mean, it's a new thing. The trailers, the marketing team could have messed it up, and the show's actually fire when the marketing looks like it's going to be a weak sauce CW type, you know? So I got to give it a shot. I can't just let the marketing, you know, the marketing will determine how quickly I watch it. Well, I think the YouTube channel is going to determine that. But I mean, if it wasn't for the YouTube channel, the marketing would determine how quick I watch it. Oh shit, you little fucker. Oh my god, they're gonna get me. Yo! They were way too easy in the regular game. I'm glad they... Actually, wait a minute. Don't I got a pistol? Yes, I do. I'm dumb, bro. Yeah, run. I deserved every bit of that kill because I was playing like an ass trash can. Are you gonna watch Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings stuff come in clutch? What I mean is there's so much story left in the middle. I'm obsessed. I have never seen a Harry Potter movie or anything. I gotta chill. I do have a tendency to, when I'm playing a game on stream, just rush to shit and just be like all up in it. Sorry, Aaron P with a $2 dono. Third Days Gone playthrough. No, bro. Not at all. No, that's not even close. I'm in the mood to play it. We're gonna go live and discuss some stuff, but we're not playing the whole game on stream. There's just no point to that. I mean, that would be like a channel suicide at this point. Because you might be interested in it, but no one else is. Well, I mean, there might be like 20 people interested in another full playthrough, but literally no one else is. You know? Yeah, and I don't blame them. I mean, I don't want to watch people replay Last of Us all the time. I don't have any interest to see anyone play that, to be honest. Because I've myself beat it so many times, I just don't know what the point would be. Alright, so am I missing something? I thought there was a quicker way to switch between your weapons. Alright, so there is triangle. I remember. Okay, I knew there was something. A Lord of the Rings game? Maybe so. Oh yeah, that's right. I don't got my crossbow right now. Why not? Wait. Yeah, why don't I have a crossbow? I got the pre-order package. I'm supposed to start with a crossbow. Maybe they took it out because it's a harder difficulty. I don't know. I'm playing on the most difficult. Survival 2, I think it's called. You said Survival 1 for my first playthrough a few days ago, and it wasn't too difficult. Well, that sucks to hear. I'm on Survival 2. I remember when I first played it, it was, once you get the hang of the flow, it wasn't hard at all. Okay, mobsters, bring on the super chat. Ronnie needs at least a 55-inch TV. Hopefully Samsung. The next TV I buy will be Samsung, for sure. I like Samsung. And, why did I do that? Can I get on top of that? I need that freaker ear. And, yeah, a bigger TV would be the bomb. To be honest, though, and to be transparent, the next purchase for anything for donation-wise to the channel or money for the channel coming in, the next purchase will be for a decent lapel mic or similar mic I can use for my the Flaw and Awe. Because, again, the original style is... Oh, I can get that freaker ear, or new ear. The original style is both... Did I get the fucking ear? Clips of the show, plus me talking like in front of the bookcase. Remember in the first one I showed how it was going to be? I tried to use the lapel mic that I have currently, but it's just not good enough. It's just trash, to be honest. The sound is so, You know what they need for Days Gone? A city area. Like there's a video I made where, and I'm sure some other people made a better video, but there's footage out there showing there's an underground city. If you lag out, you can fall under the map and go to this underground city that they were working on, and it is so cool, man. Imagine getting a bigger area with, you know, big, like a small town. It doesn't have to be New York City because that's a waste. Unless you were able to enter one of the skyscrapers and work your way up through the floors. And I'm praying that's something that they can do in The Last of Us Part 2. Because they came out and said that it's gonna reinvent or something. It's gonna be better than a AAA game. And one of the ways they can do that is imagine going up. Aw, man, I thought he was going to turn the other way. With your, you go near a city that's in ruins, but you can go in the skyscraper and floor to floor work your way towards some type of, person, goal. Shit. You get what I'm saying, though? And it's tricky talking about it because a lot of it is that immersion and being, But imagine getting to the game. And they've done that in the first Last of Us where you were... Where were you? By like a school or somewhere, right? And then you entered in through a skyscraper and you went in a couple floors and it was friggin' awesome. I mean, it's one of my favorite parts of the game. But again, it's so small and simple and quick. Great for what they did, and especially at the time. But imagine being able to go in. And I got this idea in part probably from that first one, but part of Doomsday Kingdom, my comic I'm working on, certain characters do get stuck in a skyscraper, and other characters do have to go in and work their way to the top and then manage to get them down again. And I thought, imagine in a video game how, because you have the whole world, and the world is doing its thing outside of that skyscraper, but the skyscraper becomes a mini little world. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a mini little town or ocean, but again, it's going up instead of horizontal. You have this vertical world, and I think it would be so freaking cool. You got damage going between floors, ways to get up through there. I don't know what they would do enemy-wise, and not just clickers and monsters. That's simple stuff. you're going in and out, and you have parts that are damaged, areas we can go. For the most part, you go up the stairs, or you can climb up the wires of the elevator. But when with the heroes, not the heroes, but the human villains come in and shit like that. And again, too, you ever go to an actual skyscraper that's a massive building? I mean, when you walk inside there, it's huge. At a distance, yeah, sure, it's like, okay, you got this little square building, but when you're in some of those massive ones, I mean, that's a lot of different rooms and area and volume, and I mean, it's just huge, but it has so much more potential. Story-wise, like I said in Doomsday Kingdom, the comic, but also in a video game, man, that would be bomb. Especially if, like in the first one, how the skyscraper was broken leaning on another. So you can actually have a more interactive where, imagine Tomb Raider, where shit's breaking down, starting to crumble, and you make it to another skyscraper, and behind you is just like imagine, as gruesome as it sounds, but picture the buildings falling during 9/11. You have that type, or I should have said, controlled blasts, because it has a similar look with the building going behind you and then the character coming towards the camera after that type of cinematic. Keep it in game though, and I think that would be one hell of a rush. The whole situation for the game player, I think that would be so fucking cool. Are we hyped The Walking Dead is returning? I don't know. I'm excited to get it over with, but we already got so much information for the first two. I'm excited for episode, 11, Well, no, I am excited for the beta one, because beta being like a killer slasher, oh shit. I don't need a 95-inch, no. You want an 8K TV? See, I don't even need a 8K. I would like a 4K if I could be greedy, but, that's only because I'm dying to watch Predator on 4K. Everyone tells me Predator is badass on 4K. Well, when I was, when I was like 20, I got stoned and watched Blair Witch. This was a few years after it released. When it released, it was just a cool movie to watch with friends. But I got stoned one time, and I was like, yo, this is really good. I mean, if it had a little more creative and budget behind it, I think it could have been something that was like, wow. I mean, it still was, because it did something special to the found footage community. Spin has a 55-inch curved Samsung. That sounds awesome. I'm going to get a large one real soon, or at least by the end of the year. Yeah, I think I would like to have a 4K upgrade sometime 2020 or 2021. Aaron P., I don't think you need to worry about that. I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe you blew up and I didn't know about it, but it's tricky because you're asking, how does a YouTuber ask for money without asking for money? Well, I think that's the wrong mentality, because the audience is smart enough to know what you're doing. I mean, you can't treat them stupid, but you just got to be upfront about it, as transparent as you can. But I say, and stick by this, you do have to build up. You can't just start YouTube and be like, oh, I mean, you can. There's plenty of girls that just start up Twitch, YouTube, whatever, and they're like, yeah, I'm, either hot or kind of hot, so pay me money. And, guys still throw money at them, no matter. I don't get it. I don't get it. Especially when they get caught just being like, yeah, I'm milking this shit, whoop-de-whoop. They still get money tossed at them. But if you're genuine, just be honest about what it's going towards, what you're doing with it, yada yada yada. And it's it's not a lot different than, because I used to read a lot of books on how they financed Hollywood back in the day up till the 90s, and it's so weird how a lot of it is real similar to what YouTubers do. And it's funny because back then you'll have people who are already wealthy and established, but they're not going to risk using their own money, so they'll go to doctors, dentists, the community, or they'll do this and this and this. And it's so funny how that is like looked upon as like, wow, you know, they're doing something, building something. And essentially a lot of YouTubers, if they do similar techniques, it's like it is a negative thing, when in reality a lot of them coming up don't have that wealth backing connections like old Hollywood does or did. So I think you got to be just real with it. You know what I'm saying? Because you'll always have people who are going to hate you no matter what you do. So that doesn't even matter, I guess, when it comes to that. But your core audience, like, for example, I talked about the money that goes into this channel. The next purchase will be the lapel mic. The viewers who are genuinely here for the content and watching it grow, now you have a clear idea with the flaw and awe videos and what will follow after that. You have a clearer picture. Before it was like, whatever we can do that's, you know, Walking Dead related or zombie genre related, yada, yada, yada. But they'll be able to see that. Like if you invested when we did the very first Flaw and Awe, well, now we're up to like our 18th or 19th one. In a little bit, when we pass 30, 40, 50, and you can see the quality change, the mic change, get clearer, better, more precise, the editing a little smoother, making less breaks. You'll see the animation. The people who are supporting, same with me and when I support other creators, you're watching, you know, for that change, and I'm pretty sure that not even just the change, but the consistent support, that really does motivate them to continue that support. Because if you're not going to put it into what you're doing or help build more on what you're doing, you know, what's the point of even helping? And that's coming from someone from the perspective of supporting a creator. How old was I when I wrote my first screenplay? Well, that's tricky. You mean completed my very first? 19. How old was I when I was writing screenplays? Probably like 15, but that was learning it. And back then it was different. I couldn't just jump on the internet and go, okay, what's screenplay format? I had to buy a book. Back then it was, you know, the better books were a little more expensive. It was hard to find reviews of books because a lot of people just said this is the greatest ever and this has all the info you need, but it was just bullshit. So, yeah, my very first screenplay was called More to Life, and I was about 19 when I finished that. Why am I getting killed by these little bastards? They're making me nervous now. Come here, come here. Yeah, More to Life. That was a fun one. There's probably a lot from More to Life that at the time I was like, yo, this is that I'm not even going to use again. I'm telling you what, though, I was putting together a little more of the He Wore Her Face, man, and I'm like, yo, this shit is going to be fire if we can get it out there. I don't have a handle on these little guys.
Come on.
It's been so long. I'm rusty. Oh, yeah. He got smacked down. Give me that. Yeah, there was More to Life. Painkiller Kings was ahead of its time, I think, because that was before the painkiller crisis. That was a cool one. That had a grenade scene that was pretty cool, where a dude just gave up, and this little, you know, like neighborhood little gang clique. It was in front of the projects, and they brought out their leader, someone who's remains in hiding for basically an impossible target to hit without going into that community and, you know, like an army. And then the leader came out, and one of the other friend heroes was on a bridge trying to race to get there, and he looked down, and then you just see it, poof, poof, you know, body parts, a whole crowd of people just wham. That shit was fire. What else was another good one? There was that. Close to Broke was a little fun one. That was kind of like a heist one, but that was fun though. And I love that title too. I've loved that title for years. I forget what it was. I was in I think I was at the bar, and people were talking about investing in a business. And he said something. He was like he needed to get up the capital because if he put in his money, he'd be close to broke. He said something like that. And this is going back like, oh my God, man, like 20 years now. And I remember just loving that for a title. It's probably a title now. I don't know. I've never searched for it because that was an old script. 2 super chats. Let me check because I didn't see them. Yeah, they're here. Hold on, buddy. Hold on. I must have missed them along with the gameplay. Let me open this up. Dr. Smarty Pants with a $2 dono. Franchises feel like the next step for Hollywood. Yeah, I've talked about that recently. Franchises are the next step for sure because you have that built-in fan base and you want things to continue. And it's different than before where it's not as bad and it makes sense. It actually makes sense. Back in the day, you made a one-off, a Lethal Weapon. You threw it in theaters. You made your money, yada, yada, yada. And that was before, not Lethal Weapon itself, but it takes us time to catch up. And that's why in the past, we were segregated, we were racist, sexist, you name it, because it takes us time to catch up. Like nowadays, the way people think and their hatred and blame and overcorrection towards whatever it is, men, white people, whatever the hell it is, people in 20, 30, 40 years, they're going to be in a different mind space. That's just the way it is. You can love it, hate it, you know, you can cry all you want, but that's how it's going to be. And when it comes to Hollywood, they were still in an old traditional headspace where they didn't have that monetizing opportunity to continue after the theaters. It was here's a movie, blah, blah, blah. So then when it came to VHS and DVD, even though it's out and around and growing and yada, yada, it's building for years. So that's when they started taking movies like the Lethal Weapons or the this and the that and part 2 and a part 3 and a part 4. It was like that sequel thing. Well, now it's, I mean, what's the difference really between a sequel and a franchise by definition? But Lethal Weapon could be a franchise, but they haven't franchised out. You know what I'm saying? It's a sequel because we're following the two same characters. Now, it's kind of a franchise now because now they got a TV show. But if you take Riggs and Murtaugh and you build up the next set of characters and you gradually, gracefully, and respectfully go out of Lethal Weapon 5 and into a new Lethal Weapon, similar to what they did with Star Wars, but you got to do it better. You can now franchise that out, keeping the same world, the same universe, the same characters, and I don't know if you're going to keep which characters alive for the long run and yada yada yada. They don't have to be the main part. Nowadays, once you put out a story with a certain characters, you know there's a huge likelihood you can follow this up. Because again, there's different platforms. It's not just we're not going to be able to make a second movie. Back in the 80s and 90s, it was B movies. I mean, right? Am I right on this or what? Because if you had Jean-Claude Van Damme doing his jump kicks, Steven Seagal, Jean-Claude Van Damme, who else? Name them. Dolph Lundgren. They were hot when they were hot, and then when they weren't, they went straight to DVD, straight to VHS. They went straight to the home rental. Nowadays, it's bigger than just a home rental. It's streaming, it's YouTube, it's Netflix, it's all these other, you can sell it yourself, you can do your own Blu-ray, you can do your own little website so you don't need the home rental thing. So you could franchise out because then if you did something that blew up, what the one with the clown, this is something that was in short films, The Terrifier, Art the Clown. in something small, got his own movie. Now the creator's going back and doing an even bigger movie, and it's growing. We got fans doing fan movies, and if Hollywood was smart, they would turn around and they would tap into that and say, okay, we're going to bring you aboard as like a fan advisor. I've been saying this for over a decade, and Hollywood sometimes it looks like they're going to start catching up. And again, it's not genius. It's just being in love with that type of, being in love with the entertainment industry and knowing and seeing where it can go and where the positives are. And again, that's why I love doing the Flaw and Awe videos so much, because the Flaw and Awe is telling Hollywood, for the most part, this is what we loved. This was cliche and generic, and this is why we didn't love it. But like with the Jason movies, Never Hike Alone, a big part of why that got so much traction is because it was clean, it was interesting, and it had a respect and love and this vibe that comes with that from a fan doing the project. Again, if you get the wrong fan, it's going to go to shit. If you get a Hollywood guy, J.J. Abrams is a Hollywood guy. You get him, he's going to fuck it up, you know? There's a chance he could do it and do it good. I think he has a lot of talent. But something happened in his brain where maybe it was too big of a responsibility, but he fucked it up. He fucked it up, and he just did the old Hollywood trick where he stole a story from Marvel and he ended the bullshit on some lame ass shit. Now, if they tapped in, especially if they did it with Friday the 13th or whatever they got going on, man, you can grab some of that spark from within the fandom and come out with something heavy. I think that would be beneficial. Oh, what writing techniques have you learned from writing Doomsday Kingdom? Now, that's going to be very specific because it is a comic book format, which is far different. Just one example, when you're writing a novel or a screenplay, you don't have to worry about the page turn reveal. And what I mean by a page turn reveal, if you're reading a comic book, page 1 is always going to be on your it will always be on your odds. 1, 3, 5, 7, yada, yada, yada. So page 1, your odds will always be this face because you'll have inside cover and you'll have your face here. Now, every time when you're reading, now this isn't going to apply for digital, but this is still going to linger because a lot of comic readers want that physical, I want to hold it in my hands, you know, especially if I love the art and I want that. Anyway, so the page turn reveal is a technique where as you're doing the story, and it's not always a epic, you know, huge one-page reveal. It's smaller things, different things, comedy, you know, there's a lot of different aspects to it. But as you're reading the story, when you turn the page, this next one is going to be the reveal. Like for instance here, this is a serial killer called the Nailbiter or Warren, I forget, but he's being tortured and the torture is not working. So the FBI agent sits him down. He's like, okay, you know what? I worked up quite a sweat, but I think I know what to do. And when you get the page turn reveal, you have the FBI agent chewing on his nails, which is something that this guy hates. And this is the serial killer. He can't stand it. So now you start to see him crack. And when you turn the page, you get the page turn reveal, which is him snapping. And again, this could do for something comedic where this page will set up the audience's expectations. And when you turn the page, it'll be a funny subversion of expectations on that page. And again, that's something that frequently happens throughout a comic. And again, it's that, I don't know what the technical term is. I'm not in this game to learn definitions, but that's what is I call the page turn reveal. Even when you go here, this girl's having these hallucinations of going mad. So you get to this point and it builds it up, and then when you have the page turn reveal, she's stabbing the FBI agent. And again, that's in her head. It's one. Actually, this is a perfect example. She's starting to break down. When you turn the page, the FBI agent is stabbed. And then the FBI agent is pretty much butchered. She takes her blood out of her guts and rubs it on her face. They're both FBI agents, I think. She's a cop. She's FBI. So then when you turn the page, you have a double reveal, page turn reveal, or a psych out or a fake out, because it was all in her head. She never really stabbed her. But again, that is frequent throughout comic books. That's something I noticed. And that's going to be different, but it's techniques like that when it comes to telling comics. And also when you're doing movies and screenplays and stories, a lot of time there's a smooth way of telling the story. Like the person gets off his horse and he walks into the house. With a comic, it's not going to be as simple. It's going to be a guy hopping off a horse while putting away his gun. You got to do 2 or 3 multiple things in each panel just to be fluid with it. And then you'll see him look over, and next thing you know, you're inside the house, the door is swinging open, and he's standing there instead of following the character all the way. So there's a different technique or not a technique, but there's different ways of writing. If it's a script, if it's a comic, and you can't really write a comic like a script, it's not going to work the same. It's not going to have that same vibe, and you're not going to capitalize on the same benefits as if you wrote for a comic. Yeah, I don't think some shows won't work if it was made now, you know what I mean? Ronnie, how well did you do for the Carol video? I liked it, but it could have been chopped from the rambling at the end. Not a blind Carol fan. Her flaws, by the way. Well, I can't. As I explained in the video, when it comes to certain topics like that, you either get it how it is or you're not getting it at all. I'm moving forward to and this is something that I struggle with in the past. I can't do the flaw and awe videos and discussion videos if I'm going to have to be editing and polishing the discussion videos. You want to listen to that as a podcast, get into it and listen to it as a podcast. If you don't, just simply don't watch it, or just shut it off and don't watch the end part or whatever. But like I said, it's either that way or it doesn't go up. So you have the choice of a video you can bounce when you get bored, or just you don't get it at all. You know what I mean? Those are the only 2 options I have right now. Oh, what's up, brother? I appreciate the support. Anyway, I did a lot of explanation there, but wait, Bloodborne says, I love the idea of you becoming a famous comic writer and trying to teach someone techniques, but you don't know what they're called. That's a funny thing too, because when I was in high school, I devoured 20, and I still own them to this day, 20 different screenplay books. I have more than that, but just to give you an idea. And there was definitions that I just knew off the top of my head. And, I would speak to some people that were literally working in LA in the industry, because you could pay people to go over your scripts and they'll point out the flaws or give you advice and yada, yada, yada. And there'd be certain terms that they would just, you can tell they didn't pick it up, but they knew exactly what they were talking about. And now there'll be certain definitions of terms that I know 100%. But if you asked me, like, what's the definition of this, I'd be like, I have no idea. What are you talking? I'm not here to learn terms. I don't give a fuck about it. As long as you know what to do and how to yada, yada, yada. Besides, if you're giving advice on how to tell a story, I'm not a teacher. You're not paying me to learn. Why do I even need to know the definition of it? As long as you know what it is. Like, again, the page turn reveal. If there's a word that describes that, who gives a fuck? Definitions are only a way to communicate. If I'm communicating it, I don't need to know what some comic book guy created as the definition for that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so that's where I stand on that. Yeah, and that's another thing. Like I said before, I don't even know if there's a professional term for the way of writing a comic where you turn a page and you get that reveal. If someone wants to look it up, I don't even know if there is. I don't remember hearing it. Maybe I do, and I just don't remember it. The Last Exorcism. It sounds familiar, but I don't know. I'm not big with Exorcist movies, man. I just don't believe in that possession stuff, and I just can't get behind it. That, and ghost stories and shit like that, I just can't get behind it, man. I think I could if I was investing in something, because I would lean heavily on the people making it that is into that type of genre. And I understand creepy environments and the atmosphere, but right when it comes down to like the ghost aspect, I'm at a loss on that because I don't I don't find it scary. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I gotta test it out, Channel of the Living Dead, because you're trying to tag me, but it's not working. I think you have to spell it. Wait, for me, all you gotta do is click on the. Okay, why the fuck does it say Ronnie Hayes and not Make a Path Presents? Yeah, you have to spell it one word. No, maybe you don't. I did it last time. Did I spell it wrong? I forget how I did it on stream, but there's a way to do it where it highlights. Man, I love the sounds in this game. I don't understand why it says I'm on my Ronnie Hayes account. That's ridiculous. So, The Last of Us is the middle of May, right? So we got, well, we're in the middle of February, so 3 solid months. 3 good solid months until Last of Us Part 2. I'm not even sure what to do with, build up hype for Last of Us 2, just to let people know we're going to be streaming it. Unless I just say screw it and start streaming it and people can figure it out, as they see the thing. But like I said, all week, if you're new here, if this is the first time you're hearing of it, my plan right now is to do a week-long The Last of Us Part 2 stream. So the whole week. The whole damn week. No, I'm not doing a 48-hour stream, Aaron. I don't know why you ask some of the dumbest questions, bro. Sometimes I feel like you are just a troll in disguise. Resident Evil 3, Predator in April. Are they both coming out in April? I know we're playing Predator. I know that for a fact. If they both come out, that might be a toss-up. I don't know. But, listen, who's interested? Just real quick, put a P in the chat or something. I don't know. A P in the chat would probably be good if you're interested in, or just write Predator. I forget what YouTube allows now because you can't, spam the chat. Just put Predator in the chat if you're interested, because I'll try the game out and I'll play it on my own if people don't want to watch it. But I'm really interested in... Shit. Go in there. I'm really interested in trying that game out. Back when Horizon Zero Dawn was out, I said, yo, if you made a Predator game that was similar to this, it would be fire. Let me see. Well, Tyler, you're asking one of those general questions that I just can't ask. First off, it'll back up the stream. Second off, general questions, 9 times out of 10 won't help you. There's a lot that will maybe get you on the path, but you're asking for something that has 100 answers all in one, If you truly want some help, get specific. Where are you having the problems? Get right down to it. Because as far as storytellers, for comic book creators to develop characters, how do you do that in general without sounding like you're giving useless information? Obviously, they got to be enjoyable. And again, they don't have to be good. You have to be interested in them. You have to be either excited for their journey, interested in their journey, connected to their journey, or just be curious of the shit they're going to cause. You know what I mean? Same thing when it comes to the world they live in. Is it the real world, the regular world? Is it a this or that? Like, for example, Doomsday Kingdom, I'm hoping eventually as it unfolds, it would be an exciting, in an adventurous type of way. But again, that really comes down to the type of world. How the hell am I going to get around these guys? To the type of world. Wait a minute. You could pick up bottles in this game, I remember, can't you? Where the hell are the bottles at? Is that his heartbeat? Is that new? That's fucking awesome. Come on, come on. Oh, don't you turn. Oh, you... Oh, fuck. Oh, I don't have that yet. Yeah, you thought, boy.
Come on.
Oh, shit. Wait, did I get a skill point or something? I don't remember hitting the map. Oh, yeah, I do got a skill level. Escape Artist. Kill smaller enemies after successfully escaping a grapple. Increase... No, this way. Ability to repair melee weapons with scrap. Improved initial recovery of stamina. Let's go to this. Oh, yeah, focus shot. Give me one of those, baby. How do I do it? Wait, I don't have a skill point? Oh, my skill level is 1. Don't I look dumb? Oh, shit, you little fucker. Come on. What? Are you serious? Oh, shit. That's funny. I have paddles on my... triggers. I got triggers on my paddle, and I forgot I switched them when I did Tomb Raider. X is usually on this side and square on that side, and I switched the bitches. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Wait, what? Yo, you... For real? You start that all over again? I need a break. I'm gonna read some comments. Holy shit. I'm fine with that, though, because I feel like I've been playing mad sloppy. That's something I gotta work on. When The Last of Us comes, well, that's a brand new game. I'm gonna be like... Because that's one thing I get criticized for. You're too into the chat and talking with the chat. Shut up and play the game. You know? But I kind of feel like, damn, do people want to just watch the game only? Have they added DLC, and are you replaying it? Well, I'm replaying it, and I don't know if they added any additional DLC outside of the updates for what were they? They were little like fun mini games, but no new full DLC that I know of. Beating a rubber mannequin? It probably could sound a little better. There's nothing entertainment-wise that was interesting other than Batman. You guys really don't sound like... Well, I mean, what else could we talk about when it comes to Batman? They just showed a little... Okay, fair enough. Stranger Things. You know what? This channel has never really been big with Stranger Things. I thought that was odd because even when Stranger Things was on and popping, I noticed that when I reviewed it, there was very little interest in it. We still, had about 2,000 people interested on the channel, but I noticed that when it came to discussing, like, we don't go over discussions, because I think I tried it once, and, like, no one was like, nah, we're good. But, okay, so, yeah, Hopper's alive. Not really much to go, because I don't want to sit here and break it down and dissect it, but what else was there? There's Walking Dead stuff popping off. I know they're going through that lawsuit. I was going to make a video on it, but there really wasn't a lot of information other than, it's an ongoing back and forth. But they are in the trenches, so to speak. And that's with Kirkman suing The Walking Dead for like a few $100 million. Have I seen the Sonic movie? No, but I paid for my daughter to go see it. She went with some family yesterday, and she loved it. What the hell was that? Open World Zombie game stated that K2 is coming to Steam, so you don't need Xbox to play it. Well, that's good, because I'm not buying... I already looked at Stated Decay 2, and it's something I would probably... Like, if it was on PlayStation, I'd probably try it right now, but I already know it's not something I would buy an Xbox for. So maybe on Steam I'd give it a shot. Yeah, I think with Last of Us 2, since it's a brand new game, I think we'll... well, then again, that's assuming we do the streaming. And I don't know yet. I really don't know yet. Because I know it seems a bit mixed. There's some people that want to stream the whole game. And then there's some that just want play an hour, upload it, play an hour, upload it into blocks of video. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Maybe we'll do a little of both and see what is favored. Seemed like 10B is similar to 7A. Alpha spikes scene. Survivors reluctantly obeying the rule but not crossing the border. Daryl being afraid, just like Rick. Well, yeah. I mean, there's definitely similarities there. 100%. Do I want to have another kid? No. I'm done. I'm out. I never say never, so if I met, like, the perfect broad, I'd probably reconsider. But as it stands right now, no, I'm good. Because my daughter's going to be on her own independent-wise, as far as being of that age to need a parent less and less. There's on her own, spreading her wings, even being an adult at 18, 19, so, focused on job and work and yada, yada, yada. Your time, I would imagine, it opens up. So when that happens, man, listen, I don't know what I'll be doing at that point in time, but, I plan to focus on putting all my energy into something that I could just concentrate on. Like if she was 18 now, going off to college, whatever it was, I'd probably just grind the fuck out of building the channel up, the Flaw and Awe, and the stories too, the script and the book. Kirkman is suing AMC. You'll have to read the specifics, but essentially it was AMC doing a deal with themselves to keep royalties away from Kirkman. It's not as black and white though. It's like they did a deal with themselves, and again, you have to read all the details to yada yada yada. But they did a deal with themselves, and because of the way they did the deal, that kept royalties and money out of Kirkman's hands. That if they did that deal with someone else or differently, it would have brought more money back to Kirkman. There's a really simplified, ridiculous way of explaining it. You'd have to look into the details. I read all the details, and oh my God, is it boring. But, there's definitely something there, or it feels like it is. Am I going to see Quiet Place 2? Review it for clicks? I don't think it's going to get the clicks, bro. We've reviewed the hot movies, you know, the moment they dropped on the channel. I think I think it was like Deadpool, you know, certain movies, and they get the normal. Anytime we review anything movie related, we'll get the normal 2,000 views. If we're lucky, 5,000 views. But like I said, we really bent ourselves over on this channel. I shoulder full blame. Because if it's not Walking Dead related, it doesn't do well on this channel at all. So, no, Quiet Place 2 isn't mine. I'm not running out just to get clicks. It'll get 2,000 clicks. It'll make, you know, 12 cents on the channel. There's no reason to rush out for that. But I do want to see it. You know, I am interested in. I watched a TV show recently called You on Netflix, and I had fun with it. I got to admit, I had fun with it. The first season, I was like, I don't know. Wait, what is this? Days Gone, ready to install. Aaron P with a $2 dono. Thank you very much for the dono. Start? Updated version? What are you talking about, Mike? Please don't tell me it's going to take like forever. Shit, someone look up. Well, I'll look it up. What is version 1.61? Is that what it said? Days Gone 1.61. Oh, that's not too far. That's not that old. January. End of January. So what is it? A new patch. Yada, yada, yada. The mission better to light one candle. Bounty should be able to obtain properly. General optimization toward certain missions. Scoring will properly apply when utilizing. Oh, okay, yada, yada, yada. The mission will properly reset traps. The mission out of nowhere. Line or bit fixed. General improvements to optimization and stability. Alright, so. Damn. I was kind of hoping they had a little more, or at least something in there that was like a head turner, but I guess not. Ian Willie said, how do you write nuances in a script like a certain sound, look, etc., if you know what I mean? Well, I think there's a part of me that knows what you mean, and I think it's the descriptor that you're gonna put down, especially for what type of nuance. Let's just say, for example, you want to relay a character is uncomfortable. You can openly state it. Now, keep in mind, and this gets tricky, but actors want a good amount of wiggle room, let's say. You don't want to tell an actor he needs to have an oh shit face at this moment. You want to allow him the flexibility and room to become that character and scream if he wants, or quietly cry and talk the line. You know what I'm saying? So you don't always have to be so damn, it needs to be this way. Because you can have Walter White say, yada, 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 I am the one who knocks. Or he can be like, bitch, you know? You don't write it where he's in her face screaming. Again, unless it's like, okay, that's the character, like Tuco. He needs to be wild and yada, yada, yada. Sometimes you can openly come out and say it, you know? But if you're talking about nuances in the story, that's going to take us down a different path of tips. But if we're talking, I don't know if I'm reading you right when you say a certain sound.
Wanted a freak show.
I don't know if I understand what you mean by that, because when it comes to sounds, it's a script. You could just tell them, you know? A script isn't you writing like a beautiful novel. Like, you're telling them what is playing out, and you keep it simple. Like, scripts are beautifully ugly because you're not, a novel has all these words building you into the moment, but a script, they only want, don't waste their time pretty much. Just tell them how to fucking do it, do the scene or what's happening, yada, yada, yada. Don't tell them it's, again, unless it's important to the whatever, but don't tell them it's a beautiful, 45-degree day with leaves blowing in the air and yada, 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 yada. There's condensation building up and the yada, yada. If you're writing scripts like that, you're doing it wrong. It's not a novel, it's a script. Just tell them what they need to know, envision the scene and moment, and you're done. But nuance in story is very different than nuance in a script. And again, I don't know what you mean by sound. Just say the sound, what it is. Well, there was a spoiler while I was napping my trap. Wait, what? Was there a spoiler while I was yapping my trap? I don't know what you mean. What do you think will happen in the finale? Do you think it'll be lackluster? Light season 9 finale 10A. You know what? I haven't thought about the finale of season 10. I'm not even sure. I haven't even thought about that a little bit, especially since they're going to not Oceanside, the big community. If they're doing that already and advertising that already, I would imagine the finale of season 10 would be, all right, you know what? We're going to rebuild from the Whisper War. And then it would be like a holy shit, we've found this like huge community. Right now, I'm thinking along the lines of that. I'm not thinking anything specific. What did you do to get the ball rolling with Doomsday Kingdom? Well, first, I'm not the artist, so you need an artist. Until then, you can't get any ball rolling. There's nothing to roll. So yeah, getting the artist, locking down a deal and moving forward, that was number one. I mean, without that, essentially what it breaks down to is if you're the artist and you know the story or you're writing the story, flesh the story out, get the story done, do the art, and right there, your only focus should be just doing it. Do the whole first issue, maybe 2 issues, 3 issues if you're lucky. I mean, if this is a story that you're going to come out with something on Indiegogo, like we were, okay, 1 issue at a time, that was our focus, so that's what we did. That's all you need. You need the artist and the storyteller. If you're both of them, good. You do it and you get the ball rolling. Then when you're finished, then you get into formatting it for print. You get into where you can post it on digital. You get into promoting. And again, depending on who you are and what you're doing, that could be a number of different things. Well, yeah, that's what's up, Ian. And that's the only thing, if you're interested in telling stories, that's the only thing that you can do, man. It's just do them, get them done, write them down, put a shoebox together, or at least that's what I used to call it, your shoebox of ideas. Mine's a binder, and it does help because you can have an idea for a cool scene. Just put it down in again, the shoebox, write it down, put it down, and then when you're doing a story, you can go back and look at those scenes. Like a long time ago, for an example, I had an idea for the zombie story where people were escaping a town that was out of control, zombies and yada yada yada, and they had old people in wheelchairs with them. And it was kind of like this, I'll set up the vibe. It was kind of like this, oh, what's going on, yada, yada, yada. And then you get to a point where they're like, okay, you know what, now's the time, set off. And it seems like they're going to set off a bomb or whatever. But in reality, they, I forget what it was. I think it was they put something that made noise in his lap or something along that lines. And then they wheeled the old person in a wheelchair out. And when all the zombies went and feasted on them, they were able to sneak around. But then they were carting other people in wheelchairs with them. So what I did was, it didn't fit anywhere, or at least not in the other stories I was telling at the time. So I just put it in a shoebox. So you got that idea. And then let's say I'm doing Doomsday Kingdom. If we get to a certain point, I'm like, oh shit, Yo, that would fit perfectly here with these people and yada, yada, yada. Drink, by the way. You'll have that as backup, but it's also practice because you can hear over and over again on how to set up something story-wise or how to flesh characters out. And if you're not doing it, I don't know, man. It just doesn't sit the same as you actually doing it. Like when I went to, I think it was a screenplay seminar, and I heard someone talking about, and now you can just watch them on YouTube or the web internet. You don't need to go to seminars, really. But I think it was a writer talked about how the characters would surprise them. And they would, oh shit, they would just do something. And when I heard that, I was like, what type of weed are you smoking? You're the writer. You're the creator. What do you mean your character surprised you? What do you mean you didn't know your character was going to do this until you were writing it and all of a sudden the character took over and did this? And it was just like, and I was real green at the time, real fresh. I was like, what are you talking about? Because you're being practical. You're like, what are you talking about? But the truth is, when you really get into writing and you'd flesh out your characters and you know exactly, without even thinking, without even processing, when you know exactly how they would act and what they would do in a certain situation, when that situation pops off, if you wrote that scene before you really knew your character, he could have done something and acted totally different. But now that you know your character, when you're writing that scene and someone breaks in and does something, your character instantly responds. And now I know what they mean, those old writers. Now I know what they mean when they said the character took over, the character surprised them, and yada, yada, yada. Oh, I blocked that. Fuck out of here.
Come on.
Oh, what? Hold on. I'm a little rusty. Some of this game could have been polished up. I would love to learn some of the behind the scenes because you get this feel like, man, you know, if it had this just a little bit of a polish on how the guns whip around or how you shoot and aim or reload and yada, 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 it would, I don't know, it'd be so smooth. But then again, the behind the scenes when you're actually making it is never as clean as you imagine when you're playing it or as easy. Oh, shit. What comedic timing? What's day 0? These fires burn a lot longer than I remember. Is it just me or did they update that shit? Because look at this. It's burning for a minute. As a criticism, part of me wonders why. Did they need to make it burn? There's no way that is the same as when I played it when it first came out. There's no way that's the same. There's no way. There's a roleplay community who plays Zombie Apocalypse modded version of GTA. Oh, yeah? What am I excited for in the slasher gore vibe? Not just from the beta-only episode or the beta-centric in Alexandria, but the idea of the Whispers is just such a, you know, has such a horrific vibe to it. That's what I want, or that's what I'm excited for. embracing that. I love storytelling. Any tips from a zombie story ideas? What's good, what's not, and how can I write it effectively? In a well-written script, I have many ideas for the future. Again, I'm gonna have to, and this is part of, in my idea, helpful criticism. Again, bro, you're asking for 1,000 answers. You know, it's so general. It's like, but tell me, write me an amazing zombie story. That's how your question's coming out, and I'm just trying to be real with you to get you to hone in on where's your weaknesses, bro. Find one of your weaknesses, get specific, and reach out and ask out for advice or yada yada yada. But as far as you love storytelling, any tips from a zombie story idea? And again, it's so general. Where do we start? Do we start at the outbreak? Do we start at what type of zombies? Is it classic? Are they dumb? Are they fast? Is it a mix? Is it a hybrid? Like in Doomsday Kingdom, it's a bit of a hybrid. Why are there 2 zombies here? Damn, go down, bro. Let's see. I want to give you one good solid answer at least, but as far as how can I write it effectively in a well-written script, yeah, that's loaded. I'm not answering that. A well-written script, bro, that's like paying for a course on screenwriting. But give you something on... Oh, shit. That sounded like someone coming through the... Especially in that type of genre, you want to focus on the tension and the atmosphere and the vibe of it all. Shrink the reader down to a moment where they can realize and understand and put them in that immersive... You can't just call the cops. You can't just call for an ambulance. Like, get the reader somehow, and again in a general way, to take the huge world and shrink it down and just bring them down to that one little spot and moment where you have this character, for example, like a character here. He can't just pick up the phone and call. There's not just a world that's out and functioning and operating. You have this threat outside. And again, this is it fresh into the apocalypse? Is it late into the apocalypse? They need goals too, and the reader needs to be behind the person that they're following, good or bad or in between, on what goals they are. And even though you're doing a zombie story, Breaking Bad is a great example of setting up a character's journey, the hero's journey. Within the first 15 minutes, you have the whole friggin' thing explained to you and set up perfectly. Shit, I just got spotted, didn't I? Well, I'm doing it. Oh, really? What? But it does burn longer? I thought it burned longer. Not a problem. Glad you like the tips. Yeah, it definitely burns longer. I wonder why they did that shit. Man, I love the atmosphere and vibe in this game. I do wish they make it 2. They hinted they would, but you never know. I mean, they could have scrapped it for now and did a new IP or something. You never know. You just never know. But I really wish they are making a part 2. Maybe they did confirm that and I didn't hear it. Do you think someone can pull a good werewolf apocalypse movie or TV show? I firmly believe anything is possible. Absolutely. I think you run into certain complications when it comes to werewolf, zombie, and apocalypse, because now you have the the world, a post-apocalyptic world and a apocalyptic world, is expensive to do. Added on top of that, now you got to do the werewolf effects, the vampire effects. Same thing with zombie effects, but they each have their own different challenges. Werewolf, especially a zombie, anyone can do a zombie when it comes to independent. It might not be as good as like The Walking Dead and stuff, but not anyone can do a werewolf because of that transformation scene, and you got to get it right. It might have worked back in the day to cheat it, but it's going to be hard to cheat a really good transformation scene nowadays, you know? Is this the one where that little bastard jumped out of? Yeah, little bastard. Oh. Damn. What are you still yelling for? You're dead. You are like all the way dead. I thought about or I should say for like a creative exercise, I thought about, all right, what if I was tasked with writing a werewolf story, you know? How good would it be? What would I do? Yada, yada, yada. That shit is fun. And if you are into writing, I think that shit is great exercise. Like, sit down and be like, it's that creative playground I talk about. Take a TV show, scene, movie, episode, characters, and just put them in situations or do something with it. And again, you can even save that. Like, I wrote a script for a Friday the 13th reboot, and I saved it. And when I do my original slasher, He Wore Her Face, I'm using chunks of that Friday the 13th reboot script I had. Because again, as a writer, nothing should go to waste, because you never know when you can end up reusing that or using it for something original. Dr. Smarty Pants with a $2 dono said, I really hope the Game of Thrones prequel is good. You know what? I hope so too. Although right now I don't have any interest in a Game of Thrones prequel. If it had solid cast after equipped... Oh, okay. This is cool. I definitely check it out. I definitely would. And obviously I would want it to be badass too. I wouldn't want it to suck. That would be stupid. Shit. Wait, what is the point of that? Wait, what was the point of the... Was I supposed to do something there? Shit, I think they're coming after me, aren't they? Oh, fuckers. Oh, but just a reminder, because we are going to be shutting this down soon. Just a reminder. Older live streams and reviews and shit like that, especially something like this where it's not, you know, we're just chatting, I'm playing a game and it's not anything special. Those videos will be unlisted. And again, that is to try to help with the algorithm. I don't expect people to just find this video and find it like wholly entertaining. This is just for like us as a community to chit chat. So I'll leave it up for 24 hours and then it will be unlisted. And that will be the trend on this channel when we do similar videos like this. So the only way to rewatch this is to have the link, or just go to the playlists. There's, you know, a couple dozen playlists on the channel. And you can find my older videos through the playlists. But you won't be able to just search YouTube for them anymore. And that goes for older Walking Dead videos, the old Q&A ones, comic reviews, shit like that. So just to let you know. Yeah, if you're new here, I see John just put a link for the Doomsday Kingdom comic. If you're new here, there is a link in the video description for the digital issues where you can read them right now if you want, issues 1 to 4. And issue 5 is going to be releasing soon. We're in the middle of working on that. Oh, go fuck yourself.
That's what I thought.
He saw me? I was just trotting along. Had a thought, make your... Wait, you're starting a zombie book. Had a thought, make your starting off of a zombie book like Rick Grimes, where he wakes up in a hospital where he does not know what the fuck has gone on. Start a book like that. I can't tell if you're joking or if you're talking to someone else. You must be talking to someone else, because I'm not writing a zombie book. But if you are talking to someone else in the chat, yo, and you're being serious, whoever you're talking to, do not listen to that. No one wants someone to copy The Walking Dead's. No one wants that. Like, I'm a psycho zombie fan. If I read someone's book and they started it off with the same thing with Rick waking up in a coma, I would stop reading it immediately. All that tells the reader, it doesn't say like, oh, look, we're going to do something similar or in the vein of The Walking Dead. All it tells the reader is, I didn't have a good idea, so I stole something that's already out there. You don't do that. Again, you might be joking, but yeah, don't do that. Don't even think about doing that.
Damn it. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, shit. Hey, I'm leaving you alone, you little shit. Oh, okay. Okay. You fucker. I thought I could get him with one last shot. Yo, that's not too bad, though. I like that. That's good. Because the survival with the newts, I highly Don't do it. Oh, I was about to say if they were going to restart me. I underestimated them all the time. I just walk up and shoot them, and I don't even care. But here, it's like, you kind of gotta. Because they aren't as shitty as they used to be. They used to be mad easy. So that's cool. I dig it. I dig it. Wait, why are we shutting down so soon? Well, it's Sunday. I got to wake up 5:30 in the morning tomorrow. I'm not streaming all night. You know what I'm saying? When The Walking Dead is on, we have to stream a little later, obviously. Oh, I should mention, and you guys know I love to hang out on stream. But this Sunday, we are... Oh, wait a minute. I just thought about it. I got to double check to see if they're going to air... I think they are. I got to get my AMC Premiere back, is what I'm saying. Because I canceled it, but I got to get it back so I can watch the episode on Friday. Yeah, let's go through this right now. Because here's one of my struggles. When I started doing the new content for Season 10, I started with the Flaw and Awe reviews. And then you guys wanted the live streams to come back, and I said, you know what, fine. So we came back and did a live stream, and people were like, you guys were on point. I think we even pulled in like 400 in donations. People were just like, yo. And I was like, I can't not do another live stream. Like, I felt unworthy, you know what I'm saying? So we did live streams for the rest of the season, for the first half. And one thing, though, is when we come back, we might... do the live streams for the new episodes, and for the Flaw and Awe, we might continue with the Season 1 and Season 2. The reason I'm saying that is because when we came back and did the Flaw and Awe plus a live stream, the Flaw and Awe videos took a massive hit. Like 50% stopped watching the Flaw and Awe, and they watched the live stream instead. Which, if that's the case, it'll just be better to keep doing the older ones, because that way you guys get 2 videos that are new instead of 2 videos that are the same thing. You know what I mean? Not the same thing, but it's the same episode. One live stream covering the episode, and then 2 days later we do a flaw and all review covering the episode. So again, we might go that route. And with the live streams, we might try our best to cap them off at 45 minutes without a doubt, or an hour at the most. And again, that's just to stick within our new parameters for the analytics, to try to keep it nice and tight. So that would run from, what would it be, like 9:15 to 10 o'clock, roundabout as an idea. No, this starts at 9, ends at 10. So it'd be like 10:15 to 11 o'clock, and then we'd shut her down. Well, by the sound, I meant like a very specific sound and how I would like it to read on screen if I was to put on screen. Well, here's the thing. If you're writing a screenplay, you're writing it for someone to make it. So, yeah, it's going to be on screen. But another thing is, when you're writing a screenplay, don't get too attached, because the sound and the way you vision it is not how the director is going to envision it. And if you have a problem with that, I'm telling you right now, trust me, just don't. You're writing this to give it to someone and let them do whatever the fuck they want. Because if you go into, and I do know this part from experience, and I was easy with it. I wasn't like stubborn going into meetings and stuff like that. But if you go into a meeting expecting to hang on to this and, to pick the exact sound or when or why and yada, 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 you're crazy. They're going to get the script off of you, and then they're going to come back to you if they need anything touched up. Or, what happens a lot is they'll just give the script to someone they trust or one of their friends to touch it up and or someone for the company. So if it's a sound, don't even stress it. Put it in there so the reader can get whatever vibe you want to express, and then forget about it. Who cares? Because chances are the sound isn't even going to be the same, or it might not even play out the same way. You know what I mean? Because the director isn't going to have that same vibe. As long as the scene reads nice, do that. Don't worry about it. Ready, Ronnie? Definitely think way to go. Which part, buddy? Which part? You mean doing 2 different vids? Ronnie, can you stream Dying Light or Dead Island sometime? No, I already streamed Dying Light and I fucking hated it. I enjoy the world and the parkour, but I think it's an absolute clunky mess when it comes to fighting, and the story's just terrible. It's just not for me. But I did stream hours of it. If you want to watch it, go to the Map Gaming playlists. You can already see what I've played, but I'm not interested in playing it again on the channel. I hit one part where it glitched. You can see right where I end, and it pissed me off, and I snapped. But Dead Island is another one I hated. I don't know, man. I get real grumpy with the zombie games because 9 times out of 10 they're just terrible, man. Especially the first person view. But since I haven't played that in a long time or on stream, we might test one of them, especially if there's any newer ones coming out. Dying Light 2 got canceled, I'm pretty sure, or put on hold indefinitely. So that might not be something we'll play this year. I understand. Thank you for help. I will think about my weaknesses and come up with more specific questions for you to answer. That would be the best way to get in contact. What would be the best way to get in contact? Well, hold on. Slow your roll, buddy. Let me think about that one. Because it's, and I don't mean to be a dick, but, yeah, I'm not doing private sessions on training, yada, yada, yada. Unless you want to make it a business thing, contact me for that. But, because I already do script advice, and I got a handful of people, nothing crazy, just a little side gig. And they'll fucking destroy me if I just say, oh, here's a Gmail thing. Hit me up and I'll give you all the time in the world. No, they'll fucking leave. It'll cripple my little side gig. Because what would be the point? I have no problem when we're on stream. I have no problem just being like, oh, here it is. But if we're going to go off to the side and do a little thing, unless you want to, hit me up. But again, you're going to pay for it. Because if you're not serious about it, you're not paying for it, then yeah, you're not serious about learning. And there's plenty of books you can go and buy and read. There's plenty of people that have courses you can go buy and read, you know. But yeah, the Gmail is right on the About section of the YouTube channel. Hit that up, and that would probably be the best way. I mean, social media, but it's clunky because YouTube, Twitter, everyone puts their not everyone, but I get so many messages where people try to contact me and it goes straight to the spam folder. Social media is just a wreck, and I don't even know which goes where because it's so random. I get people filling up my spam folder, and you never look in there because they don't get clear notifications for that. But yeah, I think it's the Make It Path Productions at gmail.com, but you got to check the About because I forget how it's actually spelled out. Because I got a couple different ones for different Gmails, not because I don't know how it spells out. Sometimes you'll say things on YouTube and people will be like, you don't know the definition of a tree? You know, you don't know how to spell your own channel name? And it's like, no, I got a few different versions for different things. But yeah, if you appreciate some of the advice or like some of the advice, I love, I love, going through it and talking with it because it also gives you a chance to rethink of something you haven't thought about or worked on. But I would highly suggest if you're hitting someone up for specifics, especially when it comes to people in the industry or seminars or anything that you're going to do, not just seminars, but online seminars, find your weaknesses, hone in on that, and get specific with them, because then you're going to get some valuable information with the specifics. Someone donated, and I don't see it. Sim1 Manson with a $2 love tap. Watch, enjoy Westworld ? I did for season 1. The guy in the black hat was really predictable, but I did enjoy it. And I started season 2, but I just couldn't stick with it. I think like 3 episodes in, I just quit, which is strange because Westworld 1 I really liked. I think it's because I don't give a shit about the robots or the synthetics. And again, that's something where it's so weird. Like, I don't know why. Oh, you fucker. But I don't care. I just don't care. And I mean, really, what's the difference other than the idea of the human characters having a soul, right? I mean, really, what is the difference? One has a soul and one doesn't, but the other ones, they kind of have feelings or maybe mimicked feelings or synthetic. I don't know, but I just can't get myself to care about them. And that's a heavy part in the story, all the synthetic or robot, whatever they're called, I forget. That's a heavy part of the story. Wait. Where's my flashlight? Oh, you ate it, bro. There it is. It will be right after the episode. Yeah, I'm going to do my best to start the streams as soon as the episode airs. You got to give it a few minutes, though, keep in mind, because I'm going to be watching, or I'm going to try to watch the episode early when I have the time. And then I will follow up with, or get it prepped, get the review, the live stream prepped ahead of time. And that way, the moment it ends, we go live. The reason I say give it a few minutes is because every time I go live, like right at the end, or every time I have gone live right at the end, you'll get a few people being like, what are you doing, bro? It's not even over, And it's like, well, I said we're going to wait a few minutes. Chill. So just so people don't have an aneurysm, when the episode ends, we'll be live 5 to 10 minutes after. That's our targeted time that we're going for.
Boozer, you there? I found the part. I'm heading out to the highway. Deep pot. Rippers! Rippers! No, not shit! Rippers. Boozer? Boozman?
Yeah, stream and flaws idea. You being a Resident Evil fan, Evil Within, way to go. Like I've told you a few times. Sorry if sounded like a broken record, but it fits your genre. Yeah, you are a bit of a broken record, John, but I'm used to it by now. But like I said, 10 times already, maybe even 20 times, I own the game. I promise you, I plan on replaying it. It's the only reason I haven't just gotten rid of the game or sold the game. I have one of them, and my brother has the other one. So wait. How do you charge your shit again? Is this the same game where you charge it? So yeah, I think I have the Evil Within 1 and he has Evil Within 2. Something like that. But trust me, whenever I get the time, I will play it. Like, not tonight, because I'm only playing Days Gone because I was in the mood and I had a shitty week, man. I mean, fuck. I had a shit week, so. That's.
Hang on, Booze Man.
But we will get there. Oh, hold on. Let me get this first. Booze Man can wait.
Rippers.
I was about to say, it wasn't going to let me? Really?
Where are you, man?
Aw, that sucks. The Outsider, I gotta watch that. I gotta watch that too. Sim1 Manson said no. Oh, there's no words.
These tats are dead symbols of a dead man.
Yeah, these rippers are a bit. I still love it, but these rippers are a bit cringy. Let me look up. What was that question? I remember freaking out when Ronnie went live during the end of the episode. Were you one of the ones who freaked out? Fuck, man. I think I cursed you out, too. I cursed out whoever it was. Because I even started the stream and was like, yeah, we're a bit early, but since I already watched the episode, we're going to wait a few minutes and let's hang out. I mean, as innocent. And all I saw is like 10 comments. It's not even over yet, bro. And it's like, fucking use some common sense, you know? Fucking love yous, but use some goddamn common sense. I know. You never start a stream and go right into it. Okay, so yeah, this episode, Negan died. No, you start a stream, you're like, okay, we're gonna wait for a few people to show up, you know what I'm saying? And yada yada yada, let's chill. So what are you guys up to? But I think why I got triggered like a little bitch is because there was like literally 10 to 20 people immediately, all caps. No, it ain't even over, man. It's like, then why are you on here, bro? Fucking go watch the movie or the show. All right, what was I doing? Oh, never mind. That's not it. Well, yeah, I guess that would be it. Sorry, chat. I'm looking at something. Where's the live stream? There it is. All right, let's get a few. Well, let's help him out, and then we'll get a few questions answered and shut her down. Shoulder swapping. Aiming with L2, press X to shoulder swap. Got it.
These tats are dead symbols of a dead man. Dead symbols.
Hey, over here! You sons of bitches!
Oh, man.
Ripper assholes, come on!
Oh, shit. There's bullets. No, no, no. Bullets. Oh, shit. I guess I got him.
Every fucking one of them. Oh my god. Let me help you up. No, you don't. Come on, get up. Fucking rippers. We gotta go. It's like...
Netflix is doing Resident Evil series. Yeah, I heard about that. That sucks. Yeah, I'll see you next week, Spin. Appreciate you hanging out. Oh, does anyone even want to see some of the leaked images? I'll show them quick. And again, I don't know where they're from. I'm annoyed that someone sent them to me, but at the very end here, I'll show show you guys them if you're interested. And like I said, it's not like a spoiler to any deaths or whatnot, but it is, and it does connect to something that's been in episode, I believe it's from episode 1 or 2, because it lines up with one of the reviews that was supposed to be a non-spoiler review at Forbes, where they just fucking blatantly said who got in a fight with who, and it's like, bro, really? Wait, what is this? Gear. I don't remember this. Well, yeah, I remember this, but I don't remember them bringing it out here. What am I supposed to do? Sidearm. Okay. Bat. Okay. Flashlight. Alright. Undiscovered. Molotov. Alright. Shit, yeah. Let's get filled up. So if you guys are fine, I'll show them off. If you're, we're gonna be shutting down now though. Let me just save my game, or go to the gun locker. And no, what am I looking for? Yeah, the crossbow. Where the fuck is my crossbow? Oh, it's in the specials. Never mind, chat. I'm done being a little triggered bitch. Okay, so maybe it was here where you get your crossbow. I thought because it was on survival too. Man, you look fucked up. Look at you. I wouldn't get my crossbow for a minute. Yeah, I love this game. This is my game of the year 2019. Is it clunky at times? Yes. But it has that it factor for me, you know? Now, given, would I have loved if they changed some of the story, you know, changed some of the characters and what they did, like him and his wife and his connection there? Totally fell flat for me, especially the whole he's there for her, and then right when he finds her, it's all of a sudden like no big deal, and it's like, no, be a I don't know, man, it was so jarring. Anyway, James rocked the art today. Yeah, he showed me the one with Mullet Man, and I cursed him out for you. I said, how dare you do a portrait of Mullet Man where his mullet is off the page for the most part? How dare you? So I got you back. Don't worry about it. I think we need to... Let me do this. Hold on, I got to pull the images over, so I need to switch monitors real quick. I think it was on Twitter. Was it on Twitter? Yeah, fucking Twitter. Let me see. Yeah, so if you're not interested in the spoiler images, you can bounce now. I'm shutting the stream down in a few minutes. I'm just going to show off some of the pictures and then that I got that I didn't really want to see. Didn't it hit fourth wall when Alpha asked Daryl and gang, who is your leader? Then Alpha said, all right then, when it was clearly Rick and Andrew Lincoln left us. MakePath presents. No. Well, no. That's not even what fourth wall is. If you're talking about meta and fourth wall is two totally different things. Meta is something that's referencing itself. So it's self-referential. Like, for example, if you're saying that Alpha said, who's your leader, and this is when Andrew left, then that's meta. Because, you know, it's referencing itself that the leader left. Andrew Lincoln's gone. Rick is gone. But fourth wall would be as if she looked at the camera and said, hey, you know, who's your leader? Did she do that? I mean, maybe it was a close-up, but there's a difference between meta and fourth wall. Fourth wall is breaking the fourth wall of the camera and speaking directly to the audience. Silencer reminds me of Carol's badass silencer at the start of season 3. Have a good night, Ian. It looks like they're going to continue to let people watch the episode early, and that's because their advertising says the entire season 10, you can watch that early. So they'd be sued if they didn't. Yeah, I wish it was a different way, Tyler. But like I said, it's just problematic if I'm like, yeah, let's, do side courses with you, and I'm already kind of have a side gig with like script consultant in a way. You know what I mean? Not even with screenplays. There's like 3 people who send me their book. They're like, okay, here's a little flat fee. And again, it's just to keep in seriousness, because anyone could pop out of the woodwork and say, and now keep in mind, you're spending hours looking over this. You're spending hours talking. It's not just like, oh, here's a couple ideas in 15 minutes. When someone sends their work over, you might go over it. It might take you an hour, maybe 2 hours. But yeah, I think it's more novels than script. I know one person sent a script in, and I had to curse him out because it was like they just created their own format, and that's not it. You either do the screenplay format right, and the reason there's a format is because it's universal. Everyone knows it. If you create your own format, you're just gonna get laughed or yelled out of the room. But yeah, come back anytime for some, one-on-one on the live streams. I have no problem. I love talking about it on streams, but off stream I can't do anything one-on-one. I just can't. It's problematic. Plus, I don't even have the time, man. Do you hunt besides games? Do I hunt besides games? What? I don't hunt in real life now. Or at least, I don't hunt now. I'm not against hunting. Let me get rid of the screen. If you don't want the spoiler images, you can go away. We're going to show them off in like 3, 2, 1. There it is. So here's one. It's a bloody Daryl. And he's covered in blood, which I do like this. The idea of him just getting his ass fucking pounded. I appreciate that, Matt. Oh, that Mullet Man image is for you. No, XL, I'm not going to do any reviews or predictions for Stranger Things. First off, I've reviewed everything they've ever done with Stranger Things already, episode-wise, and predictions. No one gives a shit on this channel. We already did a few prediction videos, and no one watches it. No one cares. We did like video essays, breaking stuff down. No one cares on the channel. So we're not doing that. We're not doing in the future any prediction videos for anything pretty much. Simply because I don't want to do videos that expire quickly or shortly after. I want to focus on videos that have a shorter expiration date and a longer shelf life. Meaning, we'll do a flaw and all for Stranger Things, but I'm not going to do theories or predictions video. Even though it'll bring me more money and, more ad revenue, more popularity. Obviously, if I was interested in doing that type of channel. Predictions are fire, but I'm not interested in something that's going to be pointless in a year or 6 months. And then here's the second image. I would assume this is Alpha or someone. At first I thought it was Alpha getting pierced or stabbed or something. To be honest, I didn't even look at this much. I glanced at it and I was like, I'm good, bro. I don't want to see this shit. But obviously I already fucking saw it, so... Again, I'm a triggered little bitch. That's why I just want to do my flaw and awe videos and just be left alone. Like, maybe don't even go on screen. I'm just a triggered little bitch anymore. But we are so fucking against spoilers, yet someone still sends this shit to me. But yeah, I'm assuming you guys can put your own thoughts. I'm assuming she's getting stabbed, so she's losing some part of the fight. If that's not her, it kind of looks like her shirt. And then there's, oh yeah, it has to be her. I just noticed her little wound here. And this kind of looks like a dead, dying, wounded, hurt, injured Alpha. She looks pretty hot here, actually. He's fucked up, dude. Yeah, he is. Jim Hopper gets powers in Stranger Things season 4. It seems like that would make sense, considering how he exited. Aaron P said, looks like that skinny girl who went to Alexandria. Are you talking about Gamma? Well, here's the problem, Aaron P. It looks like it's her, you know? Daryl versus Carol, no weapons. Daryl, I don't know what you guys talking about. Well, here's the problem. Unless we were lied to, which I don't think we were. There's no alpha death in episode 1 or 2. That's what someone I trust said. So I don't know. Can she get wounded really bad? Yeah. What does that do for the story? This kind of doesn't even look like Alpha. It does with the clothes and her face. It's supposed to be Alpha, but her face here just doesn't look like Samantha Morton. It looks like an extra. But I get it. It's supposed to. The hidden MG Tau or some shit, the one with the mask was Gamma. I hate when I get responses like this because you're saying that like you know 1000%, when in fact everything here looks like Alpha. It doesn't look like Gamma. I mean, maybe if yeah, you know what? Maybe this was like a plaid shirt, you know. But again, this is why I hate spoilers, because it's like then you're gonna be like, well, no, I do know because I read spoilers and it's yada yada yada. It's like, whatever. But okay, I'll bite. This could be Gamma. They kind of all look alike though. Then this is weird because it's like, okay, this looks like the same wound, right? No? They could be faking her death. I'm not really worried that this is Alpha's death. Like I said, I'm not worried at all. The reason I'm disappointed is because I never heard... See, Alpha fights Daryl. And the reason I'm disappointed is because in a spoiler-free review, the genius retards at Forbes were like, oh yeah, Father Gabriel like pulls people's teeth out and yada yada yada. And I'm like, why the fuck are you saying this shit? That's not spoiler-free. And then they go on to talk about how Alpha and Daryl get into a fist fight and blah blah blah. And then I just sat back and I was like, you are either morons or you accidentally said spoiler free when you meant a spoiler heavy review, because there's no way you're that clueless. There's no fucking way. And it was like a name where I've seen them do video articles for a few years now. There's no way you're that clueless and out of touch that you said all that shit in your review. Yeah, Tyler, it doesn't hurt, man. Get all the thoughts, ideas, and yada, yada, yada together. And, you know, if you get on your feet and want to hit me up, definitely hit me up. Unfortunately, that's the only solid route we can take at this time. Not only time restraints, but you wouldn't believe if I told you how many people want me to sit aside time and go over stuff, and there's no way to tell how serious they are. And I'll be real with you, and I don't care if I sound like a dick. I don't want to work with someone who's not serious. If someone's just like kind of interested in writing, I don't want to work with them, you know. But if they're like, yo, I'm passionate and I want to fucking get this in, I love talking to people who are that passionate. And it's hard to weed out, you know, without spending a lot of time to get to know people. It's hard to weed out who's who. So unfortunately, you got to put up ways to figure it out. Anyway, so yeah, Daryl, Gamma and or Alpha. And again, there was an image of Gamma that was bloody. Let me pull up. Actually, you guys are going to vote on something too. But let me pull up my Walking Dead pictures and... fuck. And, you tell me. if this is similar. I got a picture of Gamma. She's bloody as shit. She might even got a wound on her. Okay, you know what? That looks a bit similar. I take that back. That might be Gamma. I take that back. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Is it Gamma or not? Any ideas? I think that just might be. I'll make it a little bigger. Because of the plaid, it kind of has a similar look. Now, I can't tell if she's injured, though. It would be this shoulder. But I can't tell. This outfit is not flattering. You look like a 2-liter of Pepsi instead of one of those curvy bottles. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm going to vote it's 80% Gamma. You know what I'm saying? That's my vote. Gamma, you guys are saying? Gamma? 100% Gamma? Yeah. I think so. I think so. She doesn't look injured. That's the thing, is that picture could be before. Definitely before. Why does Alpha look stabbed in that same spot, though? Again, that's tricky. Maybe they shave Gamma's head, and that's why Alpha almost doesn't look like her. They shave Gamma's head, and they put her in Alpha's. No, because it's... I don't know. No. That's what I'm saying. She's not injured. I don't know. I mean, again, it could be before she gets injured, but you never know. However, I do want to pull up I want to pull up my thing and let you guys have a look at what we're going to try to do for the flaw and awe. Where's it at? So some of the changes for the flaw and awe thumbnails. Here's one for Night of the Living Dead is coming up soon. And originally we were going to run with the what worked and what didn't. However, when I tested this thumbnail, the polling came back as the words are just kind of too many words, and it's all running in together. It needs to be simplified, especially if we're going to do a bright color to pop it out. What worked and what didn't, I don't know. It was nice, but it doesn't have that flair. Even flaws and awes, I would leave it at flaw and awe. However, it just doesn't have that that appeal because it's not branded yet, so to speak. However, I started changing it to either Cinema Score. We'll look at her again, but Jay, why don't you say it then if you have an idea? I don't know. I'm not sure what she was laying on. I just assumed it was a car. I don't know why I got that idea in my head, but we'll look at it. Cinema Score with a little score system. I would have liked to create one, but I needed to use something that was already in images, so I created this at a thumbs up, thumbs down image. I took it, changed it around, and yada, yada, yada. So then we have Rating Night of the Living Dead. And it's funny, too, because you see a simple image here, but I actually had to do a re-edit of the Night of the Living Dead, bring it down, and like redo this here, and I don't know. Just little things take forever. Let me move my head here so you'll see that as a version. Different type of rating, font. The Predator Flaws and Awes, I think it's at the end. Yeah, right here where we have Predator rating. This is the one we're likely going to use, unless I change it by the time we get there. Playing around with some different ones. Where's the... Oh, yeah, here. What is she laying on? Jay. I don't know what she's laying on. You tell me. To me, it's... I don't know. Car? Something? To me, it doesn't look like it stands out enough for me to say for sure. Boat, ground, tarp. Anyway, here's the Walking Dead ones. We did what worked and what didn't. This was Rick with the hospital. Here's the image we got good testing from. People were drawn to this one. And I think because it's clear, crisp, it has nostalgic. But again, it just pops. We had grading first, but we went with score. And I went with score for a couple days, and it actually did really good. I changed it. I ended up changing it recently to this. So we're going to go with rating and ranking over scoring. Scoring just sounds a little too much like the music within the episode, like scoring the Joker. We don't want people thinking we're focusing on making the music for the Joker and yada, yada, yada. So we're going to go with the rating or ranking as we build it up, because it's both. We rate the episodes and rank them at the end. Same thing with movies. We rate the movies and then we rank movie versus movie at the end. So either rating or ranking works with what we're doing. Even score does too, because we're coming up with a map cinema score for the end. So this is the one we're going with for episode 2. I like this one. And I already changed these thumbnails now. And episode 103 is coming up really soon. And I think this is the one I had a lot of fun with. But this is what we're going with right here. It is the Spiral movie poster. And I tweaked the coloring like subtly. Maybe I didn't use the tweak. I might have. I tweaked the coloring subtly. But it's actually the Spiral movie poster back there. And it just did a nice look. Then we have 104, which is Vatos, if I remember correctly. And this one is simple, just a gang. Before the characters get killed off, I wanted them on the cover of at least one. And here you can see some of the little editing you do. See, in this image, the background is blurred out, and the foreground is separated from the background, and the color is adjusted. Here's the color is adjusted even more to get rid of that blue, that darker, that night. And then here is to make the coloring a little more like he's just in a regular room. Oh, that's the game. I was like, what the fuck is that sound? Added motion blur, playing around with blurs. And then we have ranking for 105. Here's one I like, though. 106 is going to be Shane. Originally, it was Rick and the Doctor. But I switched it up to Shane because he just looks so crazy. He looks like a mad dog, yo. So this is ranking. I think there's a rating one. No, maybe not. So, yeah. So, ranking. And then from that point on. Oh, yo, I changed this one. I'm not changing it again. Because it took me a while to get the score behind the blood. Well, I had to... remove the opacity down or lower the opacity and then do all the erase work and then bring the opacity back up. And it just takes a while to get this stringy blood over the score. So I'm leaving score. I think I even changed this one. Yeah, scoring The Walking Dead, rating The Walking Dead. This image actually pulled really well. I'm not sure why. I think it's like really crisp. But I think I might use more of Negan. Oh, here's something I changed, too, that I had a lot of fun with. I went in. Here was the normal one. What worked and what didn't. And you could see them, but it was too dark. So I changed it to this. Increased the brightness. Overused the sharpen effect. That way it brought out a neat look on her clothing. But there's 3 layers to the saturation on Aaron here. One is in the eyes, oversaturated, and then there's a mid-saturation and then low saturation. And with his hand too has oversaturation. And if you'll notice, there's an A on his arm, and I don't know why, but maybe it's a little Easter egg. You know how they do A everywhere? Well, here's like a little A on his arm. I never noticed that before. But yeah, I changed this one as well because after it was revealed their kiss was nothing, their kiss thumbnail polled terribly. So I changed it to this because Negan polls really well, which is weird because he gets a lot of hate. So, yeah, the 105 thumbnail I like a lot. But Negan gets a lot of hate, or he got a lot of hate. So I was actually shocked. But the Negan one polls real well. So I changed that. And I think this one polled the best. This got like top. Even the video itself, if you look, that had the top amount of views. And I think this is where we started splitting the Flaw and Awe and the live streams for season 10. And that's when they dropped bad. They started picking up now because people have been watching them after the fact. And that's what I love, because my old Walking Dead reviews, you know, whoever watched them in the first like week, that was it. People never watched them again. Rarely. You'd get like one view a week, or I'm sorry, one view a month. But with the Flaw and Awe videos, we still get, because I watched the live 48-hour, no, is it 48-hour? Yeah, it might be. The live 48-hour feed, and there's consistently 20 or more people watching, you know what I mean? Which is nice, because if we keep that up with all the Flaw and Awe content, that'll help big time down the line, because that means people are always watching, and it's not expiring. Like we did Flaw and Awe Train to Busan. There's 20 people watch every day, no matter what. I did a review for, actually my review for Train to Busan blew up better than any movie review I've ever done. But regularly, if I did a review, it would get watched the first week, and then it would never get watched again. And that's why I just unlisted, 1,500 videos, because no one's watching them. So, with the Flaw and Awe, there's always 20 people watching them all the time. Yada, yada, yada. Here's some, I think this was oh yeah, I changed this to Gamma. I played with the levels as well. Wait, no, I thought I did. Oh yeah, I played with the levels as well, because on a big screen it's a bit off. But when I shrunk the screen, it works really nice. So most people are watching on mobile. So even though when you zoom in, it's a bit rough, I liked it because when you zoom out, it has a nice look to it. And then here's, I changed up 1008. That was simple though. And then here's the, I think the person's called Freakish Order who put this together, this image, and I found it on, I think I found it on Facebook. Someone just randomly shared it, so I put it together with the 10A info. All right, so yeah, here's Alpha regretting her decisions. Here's either Gamma getting stabbed or something. Again, I don't think this is her dying, because either or who it is. Because Gamma, we know, is, because we got spoiled with a non-spoiler review, she's at Alexandria prisoner in episode 2. So unless this happens at the end of episode 2, I don't think it's Gamma. I'm sorry, I don't think it's Gamma getting killed. I mean, what's your highest view count on the Flaw and Awe? For The Walking Dead, I think it's 20K. For the movies, it's embarrassing. It is fucking embarrassing. I don't even think a movie Flaw and Awe has broke like 5K or 6K. But we'll get there once we build up enough people who are like, okay, yes, this is going to be an ongoing series. I'm hoping in March. I'm still betting on March to tell me a lot more information, because the next 3 weeks. Now, given I'm not going to be able to put out a video every single day for Flaw and Awe, but for the next 3 weeks, I'm going to be increasing the time that I have to get to editing and getting them out. So we'll see. Yeah, there's a lot of work that goes into editing, especially with the new YouTube. And here, this is important because YouTube, you can just do a halfway decent thumbnail. Better thumbnails would get picked. Old YouTube, I mean. But as long as you had tags that made sense, that were relevant, and a title that was somewhat interesting, listen, or you can even play around with your title to be similar to something that's relevant, popular, and on fire, you'd place really good. I guess that's how I grew the channel fast. But they started changing the algorithm, and I'll be honest, I didn't stay up to date with what they were doing. I just figured, as long as we're as long as we're active, I don't really need the algorithm, because we had a lot of people watching. There was before they changed the algorithm, we'd have 50,000 people watching all the time, whatever we did. You know what I mean? Videos. And again, that was heavy Walking Dead. If it was not Walking Dead, it got 5,000 views all the time. It was like consistent. But when they changed their algorithm, and they changed it in, I think in 2017, and then one major time in 2018, well, that 2018 algorithm change fucking like bent this channel over and hit it hard, because the way they were doing it with the click through and this, that, and the third, it was nothing like how it was. So now that I've trying to learn it, study it more, I'm trying to do things that would help give it a little bump up within the algorithm. But also, we're going full steam ahead with a main series and not relying on only The Walking Dead, because that it's just not gonna work. So anything else you guys want to discuss? Well, actually, no, there's not. We're shutting it down. I was gonna say anything else before we shut it down, but I've said that already, and then I got off track, I think, showing the thumbnails. So I'm gonna get going. You guys have a good night. I saw a nice comment, I think. Oh no, that's a lot of work for your thumbnails. It might be, yeah, but I'm learning thumbnails are a lot more important now than I realized. And I wish it was as easy as just throwing the word trailer. Because again, when we pulled it with the thumbnails, because you can go on websites and test them out and shit, there's for example, the way it pulled, let's take a regular thumbnail versus a thumbnail with just like the real big words trailer or teaser. It's literally like everything else is like tiny down here, and that one is like massive. It's such a difference. But it doesn't work with Flaw and Awe, because the Flaw and Awe videos don't have anything to do with all the trailers. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to have to really focus on rating and ranking, and because those are hitting, especially when it comes to ranking franchises and rating those. And that's what we're doing in a big way here. So, all right, thanks for coming out, guys. Looked like a bed with her head on a pillow. Looked like a bed. Where did the picture go? I lost the picture, but oh, Daryl. Well, look, here's a locker behind Daryl, right? That's a hint. A locker. And that's just dirt behind her. Tree, ground, grass, whatever. And then this is, does that look like the same area Daryl's was at? See this with the locker? It could be a locker. She could be laying on part of the locker. I don't know. A fallen locker, I mean. But again, she gets in a fist fight with Daryl. So this is her and Daryl most likely fighting. Unless I read that review wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's that. Man, I can't wait till Last of Us 2. I gotta go, though, for real. I love you guys. Thanks for coming out. And after 24 hours, this live stream will be unlisted. The only way to watch this and old streams are to go to the playlists. There's a Map Live, there's a Map Gaming, and there's a lot of The Walking Dead. I think it's just reviews and discussion, two different ones. But pick your poison and go hunting for some older videos if you're interested. Other than that, please support the Flaw and Awe videos whenever, wherever, however. If you can watch them, helps in a big way.